I need y'all to put some respect on Sex in the City name because they're the real OGs, okay, of being outside. You want to talk about some girls who are outside? Carrie Bradshaw was outside, okay? Samantha outside. These hoes today, okay, let me stop. These girls today could never. What's up, YouTube? Thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Kirsty and welcome to my channel, What's Your POV TV, where we discuss all things entertainment, movie, television, all that good stuff. If you've been following me for a minute, thank you so much for rocking with me through my digital journey. And if you are new here, welcome to my platform where I give you my point of view on all things entertainment, stuff that's going on in the news and the media, and also talk to you about your POV, talk to you about your point of view as well. So if you're interested in that kind of content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that you can become a part of this community. And if you're interested in our topic for today, go ahead and like this video so that I can keep making more content like this. And I have a really special video today. I normally do my interviews by myself, but I had to talk with a special guest for this show, which is And Just Like That. So today we're going to be talking about And Just Like That, which is the HBO Max series that just ended maybe about a week or so ago. The Sex and the City franchise is actually really near and dear to my heart. I've been a fan for a while, but I became a fan because I used to watch my mom watch this show. So growing up, I've always seen my mom really appreciate the Sex and the City series. And I used to always wonder, like, what is this show that my mom is sitting still for an hour for? Because my mom sits still very rarely, but she would always catch Sex in the City, and I could tell how much she appreciated. So it always stuck with me. And I started rewatching some of the original episodes when I went to college and also in my 20s. And to have the Sex and the City series rebooted with the And Just Like That season is really cool because I feel like I'm evolving with this show. I feel like I'm growing up with this show in a sense because I watched my mom watch it. I started watching it and gained my own appreciation for it. And then now I'm watching And Just Like That and watching once again my mom watch it and be so appreciative to have a show where she just relates to it so strongly. And I love that for her. And I've always enjoyed Sex in the City. I think that it's been a phenomenal series, a great series. Definitely enjoyed it a lot more than Friends. I'm a Sex in the City person. I know you can't really compare, but I'm a Sex in the City person. Never really been a fan of Friends, but Sex in the City, that's a good ass show. And I don't want to hear any Sex in the City slander because these girls could never, okay? This new media, these new era girls, y'all could never. And I need y'all to put some respect on Sex in the City name because they're the real OGs, okay, of being outside. You want to talk about some girls who are outside? Carrie Bradshaw was outside, okay? Samantha outside. These hoes today, okay, let me stop. These girls today could never. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the conversation. My mom has a really, she's been wanting to talk about this show with somebody for the longest. And she's experienced what I've experienced, which is that not a lot of people are fans of this show, which is so crazy to me because I think it's phenomenal. Like 10 out of 10. Give Carrie Bradshaw and the Sex and the City gang all their flowers because fabulous, point blank period. Yeah, so we appreciate the show, and we've noticed that we've noticed that a lot of the feedback has been people who didn't really resonate with it. They don't really want to watch it. You know, they're calling out the diversity and inclusion aspect that they've kind of intertwined with this new storyline, and they're not feeling it, which is insanity to me because I think that it's so well thought out and really well done. I think the writing is really good. I think it's on brand with the original series, Sex and the City. And I have no complaints, like zero complaints, and my mom really appreciated it. And also, Sex and the City is an acquired taste. I'll say if you weren't a fan of the original Sex and the City series, you're not going to be a fan of And Just Like That, because it feels like it picks up right where it left off. And it also feels like they are kind of righting some of their wrongs with incorporating more diverse cast members, because that's been a huge topic in the past of Sex and the City not having like enough diversity. They've included even more LGBTQ plus members. They've always actually kind of touched on LGBTQ relationships with, I forgot the two guys' names, I really did, but the friends that are in the group. And so they've always had like inclusion intertwined. Also, too, Sex and the City has always kind of been a progressive show, because it was showing women owning their sexuality before that was even a thing. Sex and the City has always been kind of revolutionary in just the way we've seen women on screen engage in their sexual identity. And it's always had its own way of breaking that fourth wall, with Carrie speaking to her audience and narrating and being somebody who was a writer, and now somebody who works in media as a podcaster. Their communication style is just very unique. And I think it's a communication style that reminds me a lot of my mom's, reminds me a lot of my mother's friends, the way that they communicate with each other. So yeah, we have a really good video today. I'm excited that you decided to watch this, even though the this series has wrapped up a few weeks ago. I hope that this interview with my mom and kind of talking a little bit more about And Just Like That kind of gives you a little bit more insight as to why we appreciate it. And yeah, so without further ado, let's jump right into the topic for today, and let's bring my mom on, period. And I don't want to hear no slander in the comments. I know you're not, but everybody show my mom some love in the comments and give this video a thumbs up if you're excited about the conversation today. Let's get right to it. What's going on? Okay, let's jump right into the topic for today. So as you can see, I have a special guest with me today. I've got my mommy here to talk with me about And Just Like That, the original series on HBO Max. Me and my mom have loved this show. We've enjoyed it, and we talk about all the episodes. So it was only right that
Absolutely.
I have her here today to discuss And Just Like That. And I
I
actually
am
grew.
honored and excited.
I'll wait till the phone stops. I felt like it was only right to actually talk to somebody who, number one, is what I would describe the target audience for this show, because I feel like that makes a difference in getting an honest review about And Just Like That.
Yeah, it's age
And
specific.
it's very
Absolutely. Yeah.
age specific. And I just want to get your thoughts, Mom. Well, how do you like this series?
I absolutely love the series. I was excited when I knew it was coming back, and a little hesitant at first because the Sex and City was so well received by me. I related on every aspect of it. So when it came, because when a lot of shows, when they come back after a 20-year hiatus, you're like, oh, okay, what they're gonna do? How they gonna Are they gonna be current? Are they gonna try to still be retro? No, they are right on target, and they are speaking to me. That because I'm in my 50s, I'm about to
Period.
leave them,
Period.
but I'm still in there. But they're and the concerns that we have, and it's so honest. It's
Yeah.
organically done. It's honest, and I love that aspect of it because the things they talk about, it reaches women of that age group across the board.
And they dive deep into a lot of factors on this show. Yeah.
Keisha, you can say deep, but they're just talking about what is.
Yeah.
You don't have to go that deep because they're living their lives in this age group, in this body, in this society as an aging, fabulous woman. And as you age, you know, society kind of chips off that fabulousness that you've been operating in all your life, and they're chipping it away. You hear me as I but like Carrie, one episode. I don't know if you wanted to go to that episode. We're talking about the facelift things, and you hear me talk about I want to get these lines out. I got this, I got that. I can see I'm aging, and I am. I cannot not age, and the acceptance of it is grand. And what this show does for Monique, for Mo, it allows you and shows you accept it because we are where we are, no matter how good you look,
Yeah.
no matter how well you feel, no matter how many times you've been sucked and pulled and bowed and
Nipped and
Botox and all
tucked.
that, nipped and tucked, you are what you are. But that acceptance comes from the inside and it exudes the outside. And that acceptance that we're talking about aging is part of that inside beauty. And when you accept it, you walk in it. I'm still I'm still digging, trying to get that acceptance. It's coming little by little, but it's coming. I'm putting it on little by little, and just like that, it's helping me with it. So
Yes.
cheers again to y'all.
Cheers to that. So one of the biggest things with and just like that is that Samantha's absence is very loud.
I
She's a
know.
huge. How do you think her absence had an effect on this series?
You know, it's done so well that although her absence is very loud and we're aware of it, but the way they are conducting and writing and evolving in this show, she's still somehow present
Yes.
because of the references to her absence. They didn't just, okay, Samantha's gone, so let's not mention her and let's not allude to her. They do. She still is included in their friendship.
Right. Right.
She's just not physically present. But I feel, now this is just me, I feel they are leaving the door open for her to come back. I feel that way. Now, I know people have written saying she's not coming back because of some other stuff, but on the show, like that, I feel they are conducting it where the door is open that at any given time she can show
She
up
can
for
return.
whatever situation they're going through.
Yeah.
Like with Carrie being in Paris this last time, going she
The
Samantha's in
end.
Paris.
Yeah.
I
The
was
end of the
hopeful. I said, "Ooh, okay,
same.
yeah." I said, is she gonna see Samantha? And I like that aspect of it because again, it's very honest. Because with your friendships and in this age group, this demographic, shit happens.
Yeah.
Can I curse on this? Can I say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, shit happens. And it defines your friendship. Because if you have a friendship, a true friendship, shit can happen and you can be absent, but you can still be included. I was talking to some friends of mine because I was so geeked about it coming back. And then when I saw the first episode, I was so excited and warm. You saw me. It was just so good and your sister. It was just so good. And so I called friends of mine that I felt would be as excited. And I was surprised to find out that they weren't as excited. They weren't really Six and the City fans. And I was surprised because
I
I call them
know.
my poo-poo friends because I
She
was
got
like,
a
what?
lot of them.
Yeah, I call them my
Foo
poo-poo
foo
friends. How
friends.
can you not like Sex in the City? And they said, well, because, how can you be in New York and Sex and the City? They don't have any black girlfriends. But you know what, Kirsten, I didn't really think about that. And I miss red, black, and green and all that. But it Sex and the City, I did not really concentrate on the fact that I didn't have any black friends. And you know what? I think about that. So wonder why didn't I think about that? It wasn't that in my face until somebody brought it up.
Right.
And I think about that is because of I was maybe because I was concentrating so much on the content of the show and what they were covering because of how it was relating to what I was going through in my life at the time And so having an Asian friend, a Chinese friend, a black friend, or the including wasn't it was could have been, could not have been. The content resonated with me. I related to that as opposed to what their friends look like or what their ethnicity looked like. Now that doesn't matter, but going back to what we said earlier about how the show picked up progressively and current. So now with this big movement, Black Lives Matter, being diverse, being inclusive of all people, it's where we are right now. It's where we live. So therefore, because it's where they live too, they're being diverse and including, and they're talking about it,
They're talking
and
about it.
they're talking about it in the dynamics of the show, and I think it's well done.
I don't think they could have been so inclusive with how they were approaching a lot of the age factors of this show without recognizing how they've
I
excluded
agree.
diversity
I
in the
totally agree.
past. And I think that's what
Here,
we
here
saw with this show.
with the binary pronouns,
And so
with
now we're having, yeah,
um transgender, with they're being inclusive of what's going on now. These are things that we are living with in society now.
so another really big topic about and just like that is Miranda's storyline, dipping her little
Oh,
toe into
oh,
the LGBTQ pond,
yeah, yeah, yeah. They
and
including everybody.
including everybody, and she got swooned.
Um, she got swooned,
She fell in
swooped
love
up on.
hard. It was really interesting seeing Miranda kind of fall and be really giddy and approach her love life this way. I thought it was really cool that they did show Miranda kind of exploring her sexuality, especially with her being lesbian in real life. And I think that was a testament just to who she is in her daily life. And
Absolutely.
and it was really cool to see a woman of her age kind of pivot and be like, I love this, but I also love that, especially in this era. What did you think of Miranda's storyline when it came to her and Shay?
Okay, two things I'm gonna say. It's part of the inclusiveness, and as you mentioned, because this is who she is in her real life. Howsoever, because this show is dealing with a woman in a certain age group, and as we're evolving and the acceptance of your age, you get to the point, you know what? You're really connecting with who you are as a person. What makes you tick? What do I like? What do I love? What do I like? You know what? I really like girls. I like Mexican guys. I like this. You get to a point in your life at a certain age where you know what? There's something that you just like and you become okay with it. And I think that's what they're showing that as you grow in your age and as your womanhood, you become even more true to thyself as we're supposed to be. You want to be true to thyself. So Miranda is like, look, I want to be true to who I am. And I'm in this marriage
But she wasn't
in, in,
happy.
the, in this friendship, but she wasn't unhappy, but she wasn't happy. And you
Yeah.
get to a point in a certain age where that happiness that you don't want to just go to the mundane. Okay, I'm here. Things are great. There's no worries. I don't have to worry about this. He's here. I'm there. We go. He likes dinner. He likes this. Your mundane, everyday dealings, but when you're sitting by yourself, what makes you like a little giddy? And we still want that little giddiness to pop up. You
Yeah,
want
yeah,
that
yeah.
little flutter in your heart to pop up. She got that flutter and got it well, and it was magnified, and it made her connect to what really made her tick. Now,
Now that
the
that's out the way.
decision to the decision to leave her husband because that was very disappointing to me. But again, I love the honesty of it. She was like, you
Yeah.
know what? I'm going for it. And it had to do because I forget his name, her husband.
Steve.
Um, I like Steve. And so does she. But it didn't, she wanted more for herself. She wanted to tap into that happiness that really made her that giddy, that girly. And Shay did. So
Shay didn't. Yeah. I
Go,
kept
go
I
to. I just hope it works out for her because Steve is gonna be there. She may have to
that
come
part.
back, and you don't want to hurt people.
We saw that Big passed away from the jump from the beginning, which was like
Yes,
shattering to the fans because it was like this is her
shocking.
happily ever after. She's supposed to be living out her life. She found the guy and then he's gone. And then we see the Carrie that we remember from Sex in the City, but only navigating it, like you said, with more wisdom, with
Yeah,
having lived, having aged a lot more. And all of the feels all you
yeah.
get all of the feels watching this show, and I think that's what I really like about this show too, is that it's so special because it
Yes,
does
it is.
touch on a lot of real life emotions, like grief, like love, like losing a friend,
Parenting.
parenting.
The scene where she went to the plastic surgeon with her friend, and he was telling her how he could erase the 15 years of her life. And when they showed it digitally, I was like, ooh, that is really nice. And I have found myself going through magazines and being more receptive and listening a little bit more intently to, about getting these type of lines and this removed, this increased, this
Nip tuck suck pull.
nipped and tucked so much on my face.
Yeah,
But what really resonated with me, tearfully so, and I was sitting with my husband, and he was able to share my response. And when Carrie said, when she got home, she said, "You know what? I don't really know if I want to erase the last 15 years of my life from my face yet because these last 15 years of my life have been with you, and they're happy."
I love the last 15 years. Yeah,
And that was such a powerful statement,
it
you
was.
guys. When you can sit there and look back and say, you know what? These last 15 years that may show on my face are happy years of my life. These are
These are
good
good
lines of
laugh
lingo.
lines, right?
These are good laugh lines.
Yeah.
It takes acceptance
Yeah. Right.
to accept that. And when you have it, when you can say that, it means something. So that being said, the things we have discussed are the reasons why this show really resonates with your mom. And you can attest to it from the very beginning because it has allowed me to vicariously step into Carrie Bradshaw, into Charlotte, into Miranda, and even Samantha, and age with them, jump back in it with, and just like that,
Yeah.
and be, this is real. This is where my life is too. I still relate with the inclusiveness, and I know we're wrapping up
And the
with
dating and the love
and the
life. And
dating
yeah.
and
The
being
parenting.
the parenting and being those black people that, because I remember with my lifestyle, like, okay, we know what we need to include some white people, or being the black people that people always include. You know this, me and my husband, we're those people. We're those black friends that is within
Confirmed.
everybody. Right. Okay. And the fact that they're talking about it as in conversation and in their daily dynamics in navigating, it's, I can relate to it.
Yeah.
I can. It's relatable to me. And so, yes, thumbs up for Sex and the City
We love
and
it.
the reboot. And just like that,
Yeah.
I love, love, love it. And as I said earlier, I've been a Sarah Jessica Parker fan since Square Pegs. A lot of y'all don't even know nothing about that. I know you don't. But yes, because she has always, in my opinion, been true to who she is as person. So there you go. That's what your mama said.
And just like that.
And just like that.
Thank you guys so much for watching this far along into the video. I really hope that you enjoyed the interview that I had with my mom on And Just Like That. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this series. I really am interested in hearing your thoughts on what you guys have liked about the Sex and the City reboot. Who are your favorite characters? What don't you like about this show? And so that we can kind of keep discussing some of the topics from this series and just share our point of view all together. So I look forward to you guys joining me on the next topic. But until my next video, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.